Hello everyone, my name is Jeffery Petrone, and on today's episode we will be doing, or at least I will be doing, the fourth cocktail video for this channel, and the second cocktail video where I, thankfully, am not on camera. And on this episode we're going to be doing something a little interesting, because we're going to be doing a hot toddy. Now, there's a few interesting things that are at play in relation to this cocktail. One of the first ones being that we're going to be using some tea and honey as the primary base. Now, for those of you in the audience, you might think, well, a hot toddy, isn't that just, you know, the drink, the whiskey drink for when you have colds, etc.? Wouldn't it make sense for it to be tea and honey? Well, by definition, a hot toddy really only needs to be hot water, sugar, and some kind of whiskey. So in this episode, we are very much going off script, but, you know, who cares? That went about as well as you could expect. I'm going to try and put, actually, what we're going to do is basically put in a decent amount of hot water into our glass. The kind of tea that I am using is Ceylon Pekoe. And yeah, we're just going to let this sit for 3 minutes and come back later with the rest of the cocktail. Today's episode is going to be very, very simple. No simple syrup though. We really don't want this to get too tannicky, so we're just going to take the tea bag out. And because, of course, we thought ahead in terms of both spillage and what to do with our tea bags, we have a, you know, hopefully a paper towel or some such vessel on hand to deposit such materials. Now, of course, we have our tea. Now, at this point, it is time to add in the honey. You could, of course, do this in any real way. Earlier, I was trying to get 4 ounces of hot water to make 4 ounces of tea effectively, give or take. But that didn't quite work out because you're not really supposed to inject hot water into a jigger and then pour it in. However, that is even more complicated with honey. Now, traditionally, I normally start with honey in the glass and just kind of give it a nice coat. Generally, of course, I do it by eye, which is what I'm going to do today. I do very much like my hot toddies on the sweeter side, generally with a good bit of citrus as well, like a lemon peel or an orange peel with some cloves pierced through it. Really enhances the flavor. Technically, of course, that would be a whiskey skin. So, it doesn't really affect the video to know that, but also I am currently making this video at the behest of Malaf. We're gonna mix the honey into the tea. This will really get it in there. And traditionally, of course, you make, or at least generally is the case, hot toddies with a scotch, sometimes with a bourbon. It is, at least in my circle, not as common to make it with a rye whiskey, but today we're going to go off schedule a bit because it's been oddly hot this winter season here in New Jersey, and my wife recommended High West A Midwinter Nights Dram, which is a blend of straight rye whiskeys finished in French oak port barrels. Now, of course, she is a refined person, a doctor of sheep studies, I believe. And yeah, simple drink, simple comfort. Really, this is a wonderful tea to have on a day like this, particularly if you spent I don't know, all night in a voice call, talking everything under the sun, and your voice is now starting to give out. So here's to the sheeps, here's to my wife, here's to the next episode. I'll see you then. And with that said, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to see more content inspired by my wife, give the video a thumbs up, comment below. And one last thing I forgot to mention, I intended at her bequest to add in a drop of Angostura bitters to really give the drink some character. So there you go, and there you go, and thank you for watching.